The battle for Super Earth rages on, Helldivers. Welcome back to another broadcast of the Liberty, coming to you from a secure location in York Supreme. As ever, I'm your venerable host, Vanguard. As you are all aware, Eagleopolis is no more. A tragic loss to be sure. But in spite of this monumental disaster, we must press on as the heart of democracy is ours alone to defend. On today's schedule, the Illuminati have diverted their forces and launched an all-out attack on Port Mercy. We share a few infield clips of Helldivers destroying Leviathans to aid you in your fight against the squids, and exploring the virtues of tactical experimentation in today's Super Earth Art of War. The Battle for Super Earth Phase 2. Existential emergencies and glorious last stands. Helldivers. The situation is as dire as it is historic. The battle for Super Earth has entered its second and most critical phase. The first major order was a resounding triumph. 2.5 billion squids were reduced to unrecognizable piles of glowing ectoplasm. Our Helldivers stood tall. SCAF soldiers held the line, and the righteous fury of managed democracy lit up the night skies of our homeworld. But victory, as always, has a bitter aftertaste. Eagleopolis has fallen. The Great Mall lies in ruins. The Congressional Rapids Family Fun Zone is no more. Their loss is a wound on the soul of Super Earth. And now Remembrance and Administrative Center 2, pillars of perseverance and paperwork alike, have also fallen. Their destruction triggered the activation of Super Defense Protocol Sapphire, converting our lost rainforests into airstrips. We will miss the trees, but we will not miss. With just 6 megacities remaining, the Illuminati are accelerating their assault. Major cities are being attacked in rapid succession, with Remembrance and Admin Center 2 collapsing within hours of each other. Illuminati fleet strength remains at 49%, and their forces are shifting with disturbing speed and coordination. High Command has stated that we are not simply fighting for cities, we are fighting for much-needed time. The current major order requires us to execute 20 million successful extractions on Super Earth. With less than 22 hours remaining, we've only achieved just over 76% of that target. At this pace, we will fail. And failure, in this case, isn't a lesson. It is complete extinction. The consequences are already mounting. Orbital stratagem cooldowns have increased by 60 seconds due to the loss of vital defense hubs. Pelican extraction delays have gone up by 30 seconds, forcing many Helldivers to endure longer under fire. The only silver lining here is that Eagle rearm times have been decreased by 45 seconds, all thanks to the Super Defense Protocol. Just ensure that you use it. Helldivers, this is not a drill. It isn't a skirmish. It's not some far-off colony no one can pronounce. This is Super Earth itself. Our capital, our cradle, our home. Let this be the hour we make our stand. Deploy to the front, fight for the megacities, extract with honor. Defend the last bastions of our civilization against the psychic tyranny of the Illuminati. And if you must die doing so, die loudly. Die usefully. Die with enough style that a statue of you gets erected in Port Mercy. For those who've fallen, we remember. For those still standing, we fight. Troops, may the flames of freedom burn forevermore in your liberated hearts. Tactical advice. How to slay a Leviathan. The right way. Behemoth slaying and totally legal war crimes. Leviathans. Prowling beasts of death, ruin, and alien arrogance. They descend through the clouds like symbols of galactic oppression, only to be blown out of the sky by our finest. And by finest, we of course mean Helldivers who know how to press the right stratagem buttons with confidence and mild vengeance in their hearts. Let us now take a moment to honor some of our latest Leviathan slaying legends. First up, we have Helldiver DJ Chats of Super Reddit fame, who prove that timing is everything, and also that portable hellbombs are still undefeated. In a clip now being called the sickest use of a stratagem ever, DJ Chats calmly detonates a hellbomb, causing a Leviathan to plummet from the sky and smash into the earth, atomized by a perfectly placed explosion. He then raises his saber in glorious defiance, as if to say, "Try me again." Pure poetry. Pure explosive poetry. Next, Helldiver Lord of Walmart, Lord of the KOTC, a decorated member of the Super Earth Salute official Super Discord, gave us a moment of pure cinematic chaos. In this clip, a Leviathan crashes directly into a building, flips over like a clumsy space whale, and collapses in glorious confusion. We still don't know what caused this. Possibly gravity, divine intervention, or a Helldiver with an off-screen stratagem. Whatever the case, it really really does look awesome, and that's all that really matters. Finally, Helldiver Folk Elite, also hailing from the SCS Super Discord, brought a masterclass in controlled firepower. Donning the XO-49 Emancipator, Folk Elite strategically dismantles a Leviathan by unloading twin cannon fire directly into its vulnerable undercarriage. The maneuver is precise, deliberate, and devastating. Within moments, the beast crumples from the sky. A surgical takedown by a surgeon in powered armor. These are your fellow Helldivers, your comrades, your inspiration. These are the heroes of Super Earth. Want to see your own moment of glory on broadcast? Want to be immortalized in a moment of valor or other official war report? Join the SCS Super Discord and submit your clips in the appropriate channel. You'll know it when you see it, probably. Whether you're pulling off a pixel-perfect stratagem combo or just accidentally nuking yourself in spectacular fashion, if it's epic or hilarious, it could be you on the next broadcast. Now go forth, take down some interstellar monstrosities, and remember, when life gives you Leviathans, give them back in pieces. For Super Earth. And now we cross over to Helldiver Interloper for today's Galactic weather report.
Good day, brave citizens. Today we're bringing you the latest weather updates from the front lines of freedom. Today's forecast on Super Earth is less blue skies and more you'll wish you'd stayed on the Super Destroyer. First, we have Equality on Sea, currently experiencing heavy precipitation of plasma bolts with a 90% chance of orbital bombardments throughout the day. The Illuminate have decided to throw a surprise party. Unfortunately, they forgot to bring the cake and instead brought chaos. Remember, nothing says democracy quite like a well-timed orbital strike. Over in York Supreme, skies are overcast with a thick layer of enemy propaganda. Temperatures are dropping as the cold front of oppression moves in. Expect scattered resistance and a high probability of heroic last stands. Visibility will be cinematically apocalyptic with 100% chance of crumbling skyscrapers. Perfect for that daredevil selfie you've been postponing. That's all for today's weather update. Stay safe, stay vigilant, and remember, in the face of adversity, we forecast victory.
We conclude this broadcast with the Super Earth Art of War. Try everything except treason. The tactical brilliance of mixing it up. A wise Helldiver once said, if at first you don't succeed, orbital bombard something else. This, friends, is the spirit of adaptive warfare, and a foundational pillar of the Super Earth Art of War. As the Illuminate continue their glowing tantrum across our beloved planet, some of you may be tempted to repeat the same tactics over and over again. Charging in with a recoilless rifle, flinging grenades in all directions, shouting, "For democracy," as you trip over your own resupply beacon. And while that is technically an approach, let us suggest an even more advanced concept: doing things differently. Here's a tactical revelation from our archives. In the face of uncertainty, try something so unpredictable, even you're not sure what it'll do. Field Marshal Lexi Plosion. Shortly before discovering the effects of accidentally combining lasers and tequila. The enemy doesn't adapt quickly, but you do. That's what makes humanity such a nuisance to exterminators across the galaxy. So lean into that glorious unpredictability. Swap your loadout. If your autocannon isn't working, maybe it's time to try that new arc thrower you swore you'd never use again after the incident. Vary your stratagems. Orbital 120mm barrage is lovely, but have you ever tried a guard dog with a vendetta and questionable targeting parameters? And potentially most important of all, change your drop point. Surprise the squids, and yourself, by landing somewhere other than directly in a kill zone for once. Innovation is the soul of victory. What worked yesterday might get you vaporized today. So experiment often, improvise boldly, and remember, the line between genius and a court-martial is often just results. And if your experiment goes horribly wrong, great news! You've just discovered what not to do. That's science for you. So go forth, Helldivers. Switch it up, get weird, surprise the enemy and your squad. For Super Earth, for flexible thinking, for democracy. Now available in multiple tactical flavors. With that, we bring this episode of the Liberty to a close. Remember, Helldivers, we broadcast Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. But given the current situation, we may deviate from our regular schedule in order to bring you breaking news as and when it happens. In the meantime, be sure to check out our other content and to catch up with the latest on Indie Salute and Future Salute. We promise you won't regret it. Stay safe, troops, and give those squids what they deserve. For Super Earth and democracy.